I swear this thing is laughing at my ass trying so hard to take a proper photo out of it. Okay, Moondrop May 6499 comes with a DSP cable, a pair of dynamic planar hybrid drivers, and a handsome carrying case. Given that a free DSP cable is around 30 bucks, so I pay around another 30s for these drivers. Insane. Absolutely insane. But as crazy as the deal seems to be, there's still some nuance into it, and I'll just start with those concerns. First of all, the DSP cable that came with May is tailor-made for it, and it's not exactly the same as free DSP cable. While there's some preset exclusively reserved for May, you can still use the parametric equalizer on any earphones that you can plug into it. Second of all, if I use any of those preset EQ, there's some kind of weird digital frequency sweep kind of noise happening as I start or pause a song. It's not as disturbing as a noise floor, but still noticeable. As of the time recording, the only way to alleviate that is to use your own EQ. Last but not least, there's quite a lot of limitations in terms of EQing inside the app. It is still buggy and quite hard to use. I always have a hard time to get May recognized in the app. Either I need to force close the app or reconnect the adapter several times. Some may argue that those limitations on EQ are imposed as a training wheel for EQ, so that no one can fail miserably by adding 68 dB on bass. But I digress. With that being said, that's all I can complain about May, and the rest of the radio will be all about compliment. We good? Cool. Before the real video starts, I have a really important point to emphasize. Nah, it's not about subscribing to this stupid channel. It's about the color of this thing. Moondrop, you tricky little bastard. This thing is not black, and it's not white as well. It's actually mirror-like silver with some symbols on it. As usual, here's a lazy unboxing section with some photos casually taken on my phone. Here's the box. Back of the box with some specifications on it. The box undercover. What I see when I open the box. The drivers. Carrying case. DSP cable inside. A close-up on the earphones. On top you can kinda see through it. Back of the earphones. Everything inside the box? That's pretty much it. Let's talk about comfort first. Since the whole shell is made out of non-sticky resin, it's actually very light and comfortable. When I pair it with a SSL cable, it almost feels like there's just a pair of speakers hanging outside my ears and playing music. Here's a size comparison for anyone who's interested. Now the interesting part, how does it sound? To conclude it with one sentence, it's a slightly warm, intimate, but yet still neutral, dynamic sounding set, with some smooth trebles sprinkling on top. While the technical performance of this set is slightly behind Hexa, it has a regular, ball-like kind of sound presentation, which is right in front of your eyes. The image is relatively big and intimate, top end is surprisingly smooth as well. Not only does it sound pleasing in general, it's actually quite a nostalgic listening experience as well. How do I describe it? It's like sitting in front of a little campfire. Things are just cozy and warm. You are staring at a regular fire, and whenever those pops from the wood happen, sometimes they can catch you off guard, make your heart skip a little bit, because you always forget about how sparkly fire can glow. Abstract, isn't it? But it is what it is. It's a nostalgic sound with a modern spin into it. It almost sounds like a pair of good old blonde BLO3 on steroid. That's the closest description I can give to this kind of sound signature. Alright, up to this point, I'm describing sound based on using a normal single-ended cable on me. What about sound with the DSP cable that comes along? It sounds virtually the same if you toggle parametric EQ on and set every single gain to 0. Talking about DSP cable, it's basically a plug-and-play Type-C cable with built-in DAC amp, and you can store a tuning style within the chip. For example, if I plug the cable into Blessing 3, somehow manage to get a dust kind of tuning despite all the limitations imposed inside the app, press the save button. Now no matter what I plug it into, other phones, tablet, desktop, etc., my Blessing 3 will still run with the same EQ and sound counted dusky. It's actually pretty convenient for someone like me who don't want to mess with the EQ on multiple devices. Last but not least, mic quality. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Yeah, it's not gonna sound good. Although I think you can make it better by applying plugins on it. Better spend $10 or so to buy a separate desktop mic, right? Alright, with that being said, at $65 would I recommend Moondrop May? Yup, not just because of sound, but the whole package, comfort, utility that comes along. It's an unseen value in this price range. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Hope you found this video helpful or as usual entertaining as a copying piece. And see you in next video. Bye. And here we go again. Welcome to the Weeb or casual sharing section of the video, in which I will AI generate a character to summarize my overall impression on the relevant item and potentially elaborate more. And this time, Moondrop May. It kinda feels like this, with a hint of warmth and brilliance hiding behind those eyes. Dare to say small and mighty? You'll be burned to the ground. Not gonna lie, I really did not expect May to sound anything like this. A more balanced version of Blonde BLO3 with better technical performance and treble extension? God bless. And for someone who don't like this kind of sound signature, time to do it yourself, cause you can naturally save an EQ curve inside the cable and shape it into any form you like. I would just leave it for Blessing 3 to make it a little bit more dusky though. So yeah, this should be the last video in this year. To those who are still watching, albeit a little bit early, I wish you a Merry Christmas. And this time for real, bye.